Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another review. And now we're taking a look at a game called Gridrunner for the Sinclair ZX Spectrum. Now this was designed for a 16K Spectrum, which came out before the more popular 48K version. So I'm not expecting it to be particularly feature laden, even for a game from 1983, simply because of that tiny memory. Now, my understanding is that this is a version for which Quicksilva obtained the rights to do a Spectrum version after from Jeff Minter, who did the original Commodore VIC-20 version, from what I can make out. It looks like it also came out for the Commodore 64, the Commodore Plus 4, the BBC Micro, the Atari 8-bit, the Atari ST, and the Amiga. But enough of that. We're concentrating on the ZX Spectrum version. Now I'm going to have fun with this because I've got to figure out what the keys are, because the game doesn't, for at least this Spectrum version, doesn't actually have any instructions. Yes, you heard that correctly. This game came with no instructions whatsoever. So if this was the first game you ever played and you didn't look at the instructions for your Specky, you wouldn't even know how to load the blessed thing. So yeah. Enough of that. Let's just get on with it, shall we? And hope and pray that we can figure out what the keys are and they're not stupid. Oh, I was hoping I nearly thought it was QAOP, but oh bollocks! But it's actually QA as for up and down, like you might expect. But rather than OP for left and right, it wouldn't say something like space for fire. It's I and P for left and right respectively, and O, not 0, O for fire. I mean, that is really quite awkward. Oh, balls. So basically you've got a futuristic looking centipede clone here. And it looks like you've got, unlike centipede, you've got to worry about those beam lasers on the side and bottom of the screen. Oh, and of course worry about the fact that that thing, and those yellow pods that result of shooting an enemy, they do eventually turn into bombs if you leave them for a bit, and those bombs can destroy your ship. So. Oh, for goodness sake. I don't know why you can only fire one bullet at a time, though. That's kind of a... Oh, bloody hell, I nearly died there. It's a bit choppy. You wouldn't think a game this simplistic for a 16K Spectrum be so choppy. It also doesn't help that you can only fire one bullet at a time. See, I was just holding down the left to move the ship left there, and it was moving a little bit patchily. I think the original Centipede version wins over this. Oh, why have I suddenly got 5 lives again? Unless I inadvertently started another game and it didn't even have a game over screen. Maybe they didn't have enough space for a game over screen. Remember, this is for the 16K Spectrum, so they probably have barely enough space to do anything. Ugh. Oh, damn it, I fired too early. Nah, it's not great. I can't be overly, but at the same time, I can't be massively mean to it because it's for a 16K computer, so it probably wasn't going to get much more involving than this. But oh, cool, that was in just the right place then. Oh, I see. You can actually hold down fire. Oh, balls. Yes. Ugh. And the other problem I have with this game is that it was released for £6.95. That would have been quite a lot of money back in 1983, especially for a child. Oh. I think that would be enough for Gridrunner. So that was Gridrunner for the ZX Spectrum. Even for its time, it's not particularly original. I mean, it's basically Centipede with on a grid. Apart from that, it doesn't really do anything wildly different, apart from having the lasers on the side and bottom of the screen. Graphics, they're okay for 1983, especially, and again, as I said, I can't be particularly galling towards them, not only because of the game dating back to the Spectrum's infancy. The Spectrum itself only came out of the preceding year, 1982, and this was designed to run in 16 kilobytes of RAM, so obviously there was a huge limit to just how special the graphics and basically everything else about the game could look. They're animated well enough. Not quite as slick as I think it could have been, though. Sound, well, again, it was about as good as it was going to get for a 16K game, and even on 48K, the sound of the Spectrum was a bit limited because neither the 16K nor 48K Spectra had a sound chip. It was all done via the CPU, so it was going to be a bit limited anyway. But what's there does the job. Gameplay, well, it's just Centipede on a grid, really, with one or two additional bells and whistles, but it's just not enough to keep you interested. Even for a game from 1983, it's not exactly original, and unfortunately, the fact that it cost 5 pence shy of £7 meant that it was quite a lot of money to pay for a game that's not particularly special. So I'm going to give Gridrunner 6 out of 10. if only it was sold for a lower price and had just a bit more to keep you addicted to it, but it just falls short compared to its inspiration. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that review. Catch you on another video soon. Texie88 out.